Yoga is the art when it comes to physical regimes of asanas and a science when it touches one's intellect. Yoga is the art and science of attaining true lasting happiness. So let's be more clear into it and have answers from our experts in the panel discussion on the topic Yoga and Art and the Science of Meditation. Geshe Nyuang Sonam. In 1995, he joined Sera Monastic University to devote his life for intensive study and practice of Buddhism. He has been formally ordained by Kyabje Dakpa Rinpoche and received the highest monastic ordination of Bhikshu from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Presently, he is working as a translator and a Buddhist scholar. His first book is In the Footsteps of Siddhartha, was published in 2010. Our next panelist is Ms. Baltarain. She's a trainer, coach, speaker, therapist with over 18 years spent in education and training, coaching and healing. She's a certified professional trainer, certified hypnotherapist, certified NLP master coach, past life regression therapist, inner child therapist and a family constellation facilitator, certified points of view practitioner, finding her true calling to become the bridge between different worlds and cultures to touch souls by marrying spirit and matter. She has trained, coached, healed, inspired people to overcome their fears, awakening their inner strength, unleash their full potentials and transform themselves to become an authentic leader living every day in abundance, happiness, love and fulfillment. Belle is also a storyteller who combines meditation, music, movies, arts, photography, embodiment work and interactive process to bring more awareness and opportunities for people to interact with life from an open heart and multidimensional perspective. Our next panelist is Dr. Gaurang Joshi, an international Ayurveda physician and expert Ayurveda skin specialist. He is director in Atharva Multi-Speciality Ayurveda Hospital, Cancer Research Center and president of International Cirrhosis Foundation. He is also director in International School of Ayurveda, Columbia and adjunct faculty, Hindu University of America, USA. Dr. Joshi is an international blog writer for many international websites. He has presented many papers in national and international conferences on dermatology and oncology research. He was invited by many international universities as a guest speaker like University of Indonesia, University of Tel Aviv, Israel, Global Cancer Summit 2015 at Bangalore and many others. He was awarded with Excellent Service Award in 2017 by Vishwa Ayurveda Parishad, Ayush Kamal Bhushan Award for Excellence in Ayurveda Dermatology by Trinity Group and Ministry of Ayush Gujarat, Healers of India Award by Network 18 CNBC and Apollo Hospital and New Delhi for outstanding contribution in rural India healthcare. In the panel, we have with us Bholanath Yogi ji from Nath Tradition, Principal HVP Nepal. He is also the founder of Children's Peace Home. Nath Tradition refers to the masters of the entire universe and the doer of all supreme human deeds. The origin of the Nath community is associated with the Gorakhanath, the yogic incarnation of Lord Shiva to spread the teachings of the science of yoga. The Nath community is a shared home for all people regardless of their gender, caste and religion. There are two types of Nath, household Naths and emancipated Naths gurus. The household Naths see them as a descendant of Nath who broke their vows of the celibacy and settled down. Any individual from any caste who gets influenced by and believes in Nath tradition can be emancipated saint. They must follow the 3 steps of teaching, emancipation and Gorakhabana. The Naths follow 12 panthas, 12 ideologies having 12 communities or 12 surnames, and there were 6 gurus of Shiva Yogi and 6 gurus of Gorakha Yogi. The Naths further follow the principles of Chaurasi Siddha. In Nath's tradition, 84 enlightened gurus have explored the basis of the survival of every creature. Nath Sampradaya has 9 Naths who were siddhas and had perfected their mastery of yoga. Today's panel discussion will be moderated by Dr. Vikrant Singh Tobur, convener United Consciousness. Dr. Tomar is an acknowledged trainer, academician, scholar, writer, and a management consultant. He's a freelance trainer and served the cabinet ministers of state, MLAs, police officers, and tycoons of the business world. His aim and objective is universal brotherhood and happiness through harmonizing the knowledge from the ancient scriptures into our lives. So I welcome all our guests. Today's panel discussion will be moderated by Dr. Vikrant Singh Tobur, convener United Consciousness. Dr. Tomar is an acknowledged trainer, academician, scholar, writer, and a management consultant. He's a freelance trainer and served the cabinet ministers of state, MLAs, police officers, and tycoons of the business world. His aim and objective is universal brotherhood and happiness through harmonizing.
Namaste, respected experts. We acknowledge your presence, Dr. Gaurangji. Welcome once again. We acknowledge your presence, Bholanathji. We acknowledge your presence, Geshe Sonamji. We acknowledge your presence, Beltran. And we acknowledge and respect the presence of all our audience watching us today or will be watching us in future in this panel discussion on yoga, art or science or both. So, dear friends, we are observing International Yoga Week across the globe. As they say, whether yoga is art or science, we are going to discuss this today. I'll go directly to Dr. Gaurang Joshi, who has been a practitioner of yoga, Ayurveda, Marma therapy. So, Dr. Gaurang Joshi, in your opinion, whether yoga is art or it is a science?
Namaskar to everyone. Thank you, Vikramji, for inviting me again for this very nice brain churning and very intellectual talks on yoga, mindfulness, meditation. Actually, yoga is a combo of art and science and mindfulness, in my experience. Even meditation, though we are saying it's a technique, but I can say it's a feeling from your inner. When you are doing yoga or you are doing meditation, you are focusing on something. As a practitioner, I can say people are always in search of happiness. What is happiness? To remain physically fit is the only way of happiness? No. Actually, Ayurveda says, Sama dosa samagnisa sama dhatu malakriya prasanna atmendriya mana swastha iti bhidhi.
I think we lost him in between.
Hello?
Yes, please carry on.
Yes, yeah. Here again, I would like to tell you, there is a definition of swastha. In Ayurveda is clearly mentioned that prasanna atmendriya means your soul, your body. Prasanna atmendriya, mana your mind. So we need to include body, mind and soul. It's a whole combination. So we can say it's science, we can say it's an art, or in my practical experience, it's a feeling from your internal mind, your soul, from your body. Everything remain in a perfect form. That is called a real state of healthiness. And by following yoga, by following meditation, by following pranayam, you will definitely experience the inner calmness, inner happiness, and that is the real state of the health.
Thank you.
And after COVID, people are experiencing lots of stress, lots of physical and mental challenges. And by adopting the simple techniques of yoga, meditation and pranayam, I am very much sure, even I am advising to my patient to follow yoga daily, to follow meditation every day. Because though it's not a wonder, see, people are following, sometimes I also experience that on the day of International Day of Yoga, people are doing yoga, meditation, pranayam. It is not a one-day wonder. You need to follow it each and every day of your life. Even when I am here, before I come into my clinic or in my chamber, I always doing meditation. I'm always doing pranayam, I'm doing yoga, and by finishing all the rituals daily, then and then I'm entering
Thank you.
into my office. That give me extra energy, that give me happiness, that give me positivity, because I'm working with the patients those who are coming with the negativity, and I
Thank you.
need to provide them and pass them the positive energy. And this
Thank
is
you,
the
Doc.
art, and one must
So, Dr.
learn
Joshi,
these
yes,
techniques of meditation and pranayama.
Dr. Joshi said that it's both art and science because it is about your inner feelings. And when your mind, body, and soul all are happy and elated, then you say that yoga is getting established in you. We have Bell Tren with us from Vietnam. Bell, you have been working with people there, you have been taking them to their inner journey, inner child. What have you noticed? Whether yoga is art or science, or is it both?
Yes, hello. Namaste, everyone, and thank you, Vikran, for inviting me again this year. And I'm very honored and to join this panel discussion. And from working with many people, and especially uh, helping them to connect with themselves, I find that yoga and also meditation is a very important part that many of us are actually missing right now in the world, because actually like every day we work, we are too busy, and actually we don't have time to go within, and every day we wake up and we have to brush our teeth. So that is something that we have to do for our body, but for the mind and actually for the heart, for the feelings, we don't spend time for that. And actually when we do yoga or meditation, and if it's a combination, that would be the great, the best, because it's the integration of body, mind, spirit, and the soul. um, Meditation, actually when I help them to connect with their inner child, I need to help them to calm their body, their mind, and get in touch with the emotions, which many of us are actually avoiding, or we just don't know how yet. So when we do meditation, people usually ask me, I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to do yoga. I say, yoga, some people think that it is about the body. You have to be very flexible. But I said, no, there are many, many different kinds of yoga, and also many different kinds of meditation, active meditation, and then, the one that you sit and be calm. So what I find out during my journey is some people, they're not able to sit still when they start to meditate, and that's why I use music. And sometimes I also ask them to do walking meditation, where they are really just mindful of what is going on in the body, or how the feelings with to connect to the earth, the barefoot. And music and or movie meditation is what I downloaded in my meditation, actually to help people connect with their inner emotions through all the images and visions that they see from the movie. And then we will ask certain questions for them to reflect on their own life through the
Thank you.
characters. Yeah. So
So Bell mentioned this that as you brush your teeth daily, you need to brush your mind also daily. And as Dr. Gaurang also said, it is not a one-day wonder. She said that body, mind, once they settle down, then you touch the emotions. Lots of work has been done. I think one of the philosophies which has worked the maximum in the field of meditation is Buddhism. So we have respected Geshe Sonam Laji here with us. Geshe Laji, how this meditation is seen by Buddhism, the science of meditation or art of meditation, how it is seen by Buddhism. Would you like to reflect upon it?
So basically, if we look at our emotions, we have disturbing emotions, we have positive emotions, and we have neutral emotions. So when we have disturbing emotions, we are not mentally happy, and because of that, we are also physically disturbed. So controlling, neutralizing the negative emotions, and then, if possible, try to cultivate the positive emotions. And if not, then stay neutral, mentally neutral, that's something we can do in meditation. So meditation basically addresses mental disturbances that we have. So according to Buddhism, we classify two kinds of meditations. One is contemplative meditation or analytical meditation, and another one is single-pointed meditation. So analytical meditation is very important because, for example, if we want to overcome emotion of anger, right? If you don't do analytical meditation, then it's very difficult. Either you stop thinking about the reason why you are angry or the person you are angry at, or if you cannot avoid that, then there's no by which you can counteract anger. So in the case of anger, you need analytical meditation. You need to analyze why you are angry. For example, even Saint Chandrakirti says, if by retaliating
Bholanathji, I request you to switch off the mic. Bholanathji, please switch off your mic.
Okay,
yes,
thank
please.
you. So, for example, the great Indian Nalanda saint, I think of 8th century, 7th, 8th century. So Chandrakirti, he says, by retaliating in response to a harm done upon you, would it undo the damage done to you first? So if somebody has harmed, broken something that belongs to you, by retaliating, breaking something else that belongs to him, would it bring back, revive your own broken cup also? No. So in undoing the damage, no help. So in the future, you want to be happy. And right now, you won't be happy. So by being angry and retaliating, neither would you be happy in the future, because anger is a very negative karma. And while you are under the influence of anger, you don't enjoy the moment. So you need reasoning to counteract anger. So that's to do with analytical meditation. Now, as far as single-pointed meditation is concerned, sometimes we are mentally so disturbed, and we need to retain the peace of mind, neutralize the mind. For example, if there's a lot of traffic jam, you won't be able to drive properly. So you need to reduce the traffic jam. So single-pointed meditation is like reducing the traffic jam that is there in the mind.
Thank you.
So laxity, two points. One is mind becomes very dull, laxity. Another thing is it becomes overexcited and starts thinking so many things. So at that time, you need single-pointed meditation. So purpose of meditation is to calm your mind, and it's actually, you can say easily, it's for mental health.
Thank you. So elaborative, systematic points. He mentioned that if you are three kinds of emotions, positive, negative, or neutral, you begin with converting negative into neutral and then converting neutral into positive. That this is the way, and for that he mentioned contemplative and single-pointed. We have Bholanathji from Nath tradition. Bholanathji, how should we approach yoga through Nath tradition? What Nath tradition says, how should I begin approaching yoga as an art? If I want to know, I need to start doing yoga or meditation. How should I begin? What is the art of it? Bholanathji, till Bholanathji joins us back, let me again come to Gaurangji. Gaurangji, you mentioned about if yoga, meditation, and pranayama is done, it will create great impact. Please provide us one or two simple techniques that anybody can do, whosoever a person who doesn't practice it at all would like to start from tomorrow. In very brief, Gaurangji.
Yes, very nice question, Vikramji, you asked me. I'm always insisting my patients, even I'm doing myself, that is reflection meditation. Reflection meditation is a simple technique. At the end of the day, when you are at your home, after finishing your dinner, just you need to switch off your mobile or everything, all the gadgets, and just sitting in a simple position. Just close your eyes and just start reflecting from the day beginning, when you wake up to go to bed, what you have done, what kind of food you have taken, what the activities you have done during the day. Have you made anyone happy? If anything happens with you that make you feeling of hurt, everything from the professional life to personal life, from the food, from the breakfast, from the lunch, everything you need to reflect each and every incident during the day. You need to just focus on that, reflecting what are the activities you have done, what happens with you, what you have done with others, either professionally, either personally, either socially, everything. You need to focus, you need to reflect on that, and then after you need to set your next day activities that tomorrow, because if you taken some lunch or something
Okay.
that you have eaten, if you like it, you like the taste, it's okay. If you didn't like it, then also you need to reflect that this was not good for me, this was not good. So in the next day you need to focus what you have done today and what you are going to do tomorrow, right? So that is a reflection meditation.
Okay.
All the negativities will come out from this reflection meditation, and you will recharge with positivity of your mind, and that will give you an extra energy for the next day. So
Thank you.
this is the very simple technique to come out from all the negativity. And after doing this reflection meditation, slowly, gradually open your eyes, then only listen some music or some good books, reading some good books, spend the time with your loved ones, your family, and then go to bed. So I always advise my patient, even I'm doing also every day, and that give me a very good positive calmness
Thank
of
you.
my mind and positive energy for the day, next day. So I
Thank you.
always emphasize on this reflection meditation, very simple way to
Thank you.
come out
Thank you,
from the
Joshi ji.
negativity and
So,
give you an
Dr.
extra positive energy.
Dr. Joshi mentioned about reflection meditation, where you reflect upon your whole day activities and then you improvise upon it every day, so that it shouldn't be one day wonder, but every day should be wonderful. So that's amazing, Dr. Joshi. I'll come to Bholanath Yogi ji. We missed you. So, what are the practical tips Nath Sampradaya teaches us to enter into the art of yoga? How should I proceed? I don't do any part of yoga. Would you like to tell us how should I begin? How should a person be initiated? Simple steps. What
Thank
Nath
you very much.
tradition.
Thank you very much. Yaschitta santatalaya salaya pradishto yastu prabhanjana vidhana rato hatassa yo mantra murti vasagaha sahi mantra yogo yaschitta vritti rahita sahi raja yoga hatam vina raja yogo raja yogam vina hatha na siddhe tato yugma manispatte samabhyasid gorakshabalam guru shishya palam शेषाहिमालम शशिखंड भालम कालस्य कालम जित जन्म जालम वंदे जटालम जगदर्जनालम वंदे जटालम जगदर्जनालम नमः पार्वती पतये नमः. I'm very sorry that my computer and phone both disturbed today, so I'm sorry for that, first of all.
But the good
Now-
thing is your mind is not at all disturbed. That is what is yogi. Carry on.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it worked at the end. Anyway, so when you ask about the meditation in Nath Sampradaya, first of all, Nath Sampradaya says in Hindi, जिसका भोग उसका योग, जिसका पाप उसका पुण्य, जिसका न पाप न पुण्य. The Nathas, they do not do anything for the punya or anything for the papa also. They are away from the papa and the punya. So, just for the background only to tell, there are two ways of learning. One is called agama, other is called nigama. So Nath Sampradaya is agama. That's why they think other way around of the other people think about that. Yanisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagati samyami yasyam jagati bhutani sanisa pasyato muni. Something like that. So that meditation is just something like a kola. So first of all, विज्ञानम ब्रह्मेति बेजाना विज्ञानादेव खलविमानि भूतानि जायन्ते विज्ञानेन जातानि जीवन्ति विज्ञानम पर्यंत विषम विशन्ति इति. So Vigyan is only the Brahma. So that's why meditation, like in all the yoga, is not away from the Vijnana, the science. It is all scientific things, like So Gorakhnath says, asanen rujo hanti pranayamena patakam vikaram manasam yogi pratyaharen sarvada. So first of all, the asanas are only the rujo hanti. We are talking always about the Ashtanga, but Gorakhnath doesn't talk about the Ashtanga. He says Saranga Yoga, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Other two things, yama and niyama, are the only 5 ingredients. Are there five ingredients? There is not only 5 only. There are 16 ingredients there. So they didn't mention very much in yogic term. So it's called asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So asana, rujo hanti, pranayama. Rujo means the rogas, like in disease, they kill the disease. Pranayamena patakam. The patakata is only killed by the pranayam, which is called hatha yoga. Pranayam means hatha yoga. And when we say hatha yoga means forcefully what we do, that is hatha yoga is not something like wrong, not absolutely wrong, but it is something wrong in that way. So pranayama and vikaram manasam yogi pratyaharena sarvada. So in that also there are janmantar vikaras are there. So there are dirt are there. So to avoid from that, so pratyahar is the very important. After the pratyahar, which dharana comes, when person sit in the dharana, then automatically he goes to the meditation. Meditation is very simple. When you close your eyes, do not think you are going to see the God or something like going to the powerful or the something principle of the yoga or something like that. Don't think something like that. Just to give up yourself. First stage yoga is that. So what I do, of course, I follow the Gorakhnath, but at the same time, I do the Sakshi Dhyana. So just what I observe myself, what I am, actually what I'm doing wrong or I don't feel any guilty, whether my thoughts are going to the kitchen, my thoughts are going to the library, my thoughts are going to somewhere else. When I close my eyes, or my thoughts are going to the heaven or hell or anywhere, I don't feel any guilty. Just I sit down only. Then the dhyana comes automatically. That's why dhyana, you can't teach other people. It comes in you. So that is the called dhyana, which is meditation. So in that case, so meditation is I feel actually personally, it is all the dirty, all the information, because we get the all information around the like the whole day. We go to the like in the library, offices or somewhere that we see the rickshaws, the accidents or something like that. Everything. So we see all information sits in our mind. So once you sit down in meditation, those information which you do not need, but you have to see those informations also, have to have those information also, that it is very quickly and it puts the all property in you. So it is sort of like connecting yourself is the meditation. I feel like.
So Bholanath mentioned
when people think I'm doing meditation means I'm consulting myself with God. Of course, Gorakhnath says, Sanyogam yoga mityahu jivatma paramatmano. Of course, there are 4 other sutras like chitta vritti nirodha yoga, samatvam yoga uchyate, yoga karma kusalam. But the main thing is Gorakhnath says, Sanyogam yoga mityahu jivatma paramatmano. So that sanyog, it can't come from the material world. So it comes from the only meditation that I feel. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bholanath ji mentioned about to be in between Pap and Punya and Bhog and Yoga, and he said that the Nath Sampradaya followed Agamas, and it says that Vigyan is Brahman, and he mentioned about the 5 stages, and he suggested Sakshi Dhyan. I'll come to Beltran. Beltran, you said that when I tell people to meditate, they feel emote, so you use music, you use movies even. So people are watching us from different parts of the world. There are many people who didn't start even doing meditation. When they close their eyes, so many thoughts haunt them. So what is your suggestion? How can they smoothly go into the meditation, art of meditation? Some simple tips that can be executed.
I would say that I think we have said that we need to observe our breath, and that is the practice that across the world everyone is doing that. Many people they said that they cannot do that, so that's why I suggest that they just turn on some very nice calm music, and that needs to suit to their ears actually, because different people, because of our religion and culture, we also have different definition of that, the kind of music or instrument that will resonate with us. So, but some are very generic one, like the flute or piano, or some, just the water, the sound of the water of the stream. It can actually help us to connect with our inner Mother Earth, and so then we can listen to the sound of nature, the waves of the oceans. That are some of the sound that we also say the sound healing music meditation, that I would suggest them to do that. And if they are like little kids, then I would suggest them kind of watch very short animation, 2 or 3 minutes, and then just after that close the eyes, or say what are the characters in that they like the most, or whatnot, and why. And if the parents can also do that with the children every day, just 5 minutes, I think they also can cultivate that habits of going within and having fun with their children. So that's what I recommend. Yes.
That's very practical. Thank you very much. You also mentioned how kids can be initiated in this.
Oh yes.
I'll request Geshe Sonamlaji to you mentioned a very important thing, that it depends on your need, on the basis of which you will decide whether to go for contemplative meditation or single pointed meditation. Though you narrated, how will I decide what meditation should I choose out of these two? But I request, for the benefit of audience, maybe in couple of lines, can you again tell us on what basis should I decide, should I go for contemplative or single pointed meditation? Please unmute and speak.
Okay, so whether you need contemplative meditation or single point meditation, it's basically dependent what kind of emotions you want to counteract. All right. If you're mentally very disturbed, very stressed, then it's better to do single pointed meditation. Single pointed meditation will allow your mind to calm down. But first, even before you do single pointed meditation, this is what Vasu Bantu, I think, 6th century Indian Narendra Master, in his Abhitama Koshakarada, I think particularly the 6th chapter. So it speaks of breathing meditation. So you breathe in and out, and then one rotation, you count, just your breath, think of nothing else. So that will actually calm down your mind, make it more like peaceful. And you don't have to do it consistently for hours or so. Maybe do it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then relax, and then later again do it. So multiple times, but the duration should be very brief. If you do that, then the next time you feel like excited. But sometimes people teach you some kind of meditation where you are supposed to sit in meditative state for like hours. So when you are a new practitioner of meditation, that is torture. I would say real torture. You won't enjoy that. Meditation is supposed to make you passionate. It's almost like if you want to watch a movie, you are so passionate about getting into the auditorium or the cinema hall, right? So it should be like the moment you see your meditation cushion, you should feel excited about doing it. So therefore, in the beginning, very short times, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, multiple times, take a break, and then try to do the same thing over and again. So first, counting of breath, it should not be more than like 10 breaths, okay? And try to, so that will actually really calm your mind, all right? And then you have to see why your mind is so disturbed, all right? And then you might be, basically many of the reasons why we are disturbed is in relation to our own family matters, our own individual problems and so forth. So then you do contemplation. The problem that you are facing, is it something that you can really counteract, do something about it? So Shantideva says, if it's something over which you cannot do anything, what do you benefit by worrying about it? For example, somebody says, I have cancer. So if I start worrying, oh, I have cancer, I'm going to die. That's not going to help me. Whether I worry or not, I'm going to die. So how many days I have to use it meaningfully? If it's something that cannot be remedied, why worry?
Wow.
If it's something that can be remedied, what then? If it's something that can be remedied, what need is there to worry about it? You do whatever is needed. So if I have a cancer that can be cured, okay. If I don't have money, try to make money or help seek assistance or make money and go to do a proper treatment. So either way, situation is if it's something about which you can do something, or something which is out of your control. If it's out of control, what do you benefit by worrying about it? If it's within your control, then do what is needed. Practical. So contemplate.
That's great. That's really great. Thank you very much, Sonamlaji. He mentioned that be very clear. If there is something you can't do about it, then go for single-pointed meditation, because there is nothing to contemplate in that. You know that you can't do anything. But if there is something you can do something about it, then contemplate what can be done about it. So beautifully you mentioned it. And but start with fixing the breath. Now, friends, we'll go for the last round. And every person in only 2 lines, if would like to give a quick tip, executionable tip for our audience, any other tip that they can execute from tomorrow itself to start their yogic life. No elaborations, because the time is less now. Only 2-3 lines. Any quick tip for the audience to initiate their yogic living, Dr. Joshi?
Enjoy the life, whatever you are experiencing every day. Each and every moment of your life is precious. So be happy always. I always say be happy always. That is called Bha, B-H-A, Bha. Be happy always. And that is the state of mind. Everything in your life is fixed. So don't take that much serious of anything. It happens to you that is made for you. Don't think on it. Just be happy, because everything will be good if you be positive and enjoy the each and every moments of life. That will be the state of good mindfulness. That's my today's message to take home to each and every person who is joining this webinar.
Thank you. Beltran, your quick message or some tip that you want to give in minimum words.
Yes, I believe that music is the voice of the soul. So if we can listen to music every day, at least for 10 minutes, and just think of a life like a movie. So if our life is our own movie, and we are the screenwriter, the actor, actress, the directors, I think we want to make the best movie that everyone watch and can enjoy and smile and happy. So I think that is my my sharing for
Thank you very
everyone.
much. Thank you very much. Sonamlaji, one quick tip.
Yeah. Follow reasoning, discernment, and not emotions.
Thank you. Thank you. Bholanath, any quick tip?
I feel when you choose the meditation place, you do not choose something like the cupboards are here, sofas are sitting in the ditch or something like that, or in the very high. And always choose the same place actually, because your aura will be there. You can go the quick again for the meditation. So that's why for meditation, you need to use the first asana, which should be the perfect. Like, don't sit on the floor. If you or grass, some people do the meditation in the grass, because when they sit down in the grass, all the energy pass into the mud, pass into the grass. It should be the something cushion, at least that wooden or something cushion, at least that thick, so you can reserve your power in you. That's I feel.
Thank you. So beautiful points that we got. So people, the friends who are watching us from different parts of the world, the discussion was yoga and meditation. Is it art and science? Gaurang Joshi said it is both. It is art also. It is science also. It is the Prasanna Atmendriya Mana. He mentioned about body, mind, and soul. It is inner feeling that has to be elevated. He mentioned that it should not be one day wonder. Beltran said that as you brush daily, meditate daily, do asanas daily, practices daily, And if you can't enter into it easily, go for music or movie. It will help you to connect. And once you are peaceful, then connect to your feelings. You may start doing it by observing the breath, or connect with the music, or connect with the sound of nature, whatever will help you to connect. And if you have if you want to teach kids how to meditate, show them a small cartoon movie or animated movie or actual small movie, and then let them think about the positive virtues they observed in the movie. And then this is how they will understand how to enter into the meditation. Geshe Sonamlaji mentioned about there are three kinds of meditation: positive, negative, and neutral. Start with converting negative into neutral, neutral into positive. Two kinds of meditations are there: contemplative or single pointed. In single pointed meditation, use it when you feel disturbed and when the things are not in your control. Then go for this, neutralizing the mind and reducing the traffic of thoughts in your mind. And in contemplative meditation, when you want to know why of a problem, why the problem exists, and things are there in which you can control, or any particular emotion like anger or anything, you want to know the root cause of it, go for the analytical approach of it, and that will help you. It will help you to understand, as Chandragiri ji said from Nalanda, that returning the damage will not help you. And he also mentioned about Vasubandhu. He said that start fixing with the breath. 10 rounds of round of rotation of breath will help. And then you decide your purpose, and then go for contemplative, a single pointed meditation. He said, don't trust emotions. They fake. So go for discern, go for reason. Reason should dictate the emotion if you want to have a stable life. Because emotions are like clouds, they come and go. And then Bholanath ji said that be neutral between pap and punya, between yoga and bhog. Probably he mentioned about a golden mean. He said follow shastras, and Vigyan is Brahman, Brahman is Vigyan. He mentioned about Gorakhnath ji, who mentioned about start with Sanga yoga. He mentioned about that start with asana. He also mentioned about pranayama is a kind of hatha yoga. And then pratyahara eliminates all the vikaras of past lives. And then when those vikaras or those sanskaras are relatively neutralized, then you can enter into dharana, and a sakshi dhyan can be developed, where you sit down and you observe your thoughts. And that way it will remove all the dust or dirt. But for that, he mentioned pick the same place again and again, because the place carries your aura, and sit on a cushion so that your energy should not be drained and down. Gaurang Joshi ji mentioned about the importance of reflexation meditation. He said, reflect your day and improve day by day. And his message is, enjoy the life, be in the moment, and everything in the life is fixed. So don't worry, just follow mindfulness and be in the moment. Beltrand said that go for music, because music is the voice of soul, and life itself is a big movie, and we are the director. So there are many roles people play. We also play various roles to assure that the movie of life should be a blockbuster. So I'm sure, friends, that we all will make our movie of life blockbuster with yoga and meditation. Thank you very much, friends, for watching us. Thank you, respected guest, to come over here. Namaste.
Thank you very much. Thank you, indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you. United
Namaste,
Concept
thank
for such a
you.
wonderful initiative.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
I felt
it's very
very much that I learned something from here. Thank you very
Same
much.
here.
Thank you, indeed.
Regards.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
everyone.